Today we'll be reviewing how to perform 4 different transfers safely and properly. These 4 transfers are the stand pivot transfer, slide board transfer, 2-person lift, and lastly the Hoyer lift. Before we explore each transfer individually, let's take a moment to cover important safety information. A gait belt must be worn anytime an individual is being transferred using a stand pivot or slide board, as this is the point of contact you will be providing assistance at to complete the transition. Fasten the gait belt by inserting the metal end through the buckle and pull the strap so it fits low and tight around your waist. Tuck any remaining length of the belt. Proper footwear, such as shoes or non-slip socks, must be worn by the individual being transferred as well as the staff members assisting in them to prevent any falls. Ask for assistance with any transfer you don't feel comfortable performing or are not trained to perform. The Hoyer lift and 2-person lift require 2 staff members to be performed properly. And lastly, it is important to practice good body mechanics to prevent any injuries. When assisting in a transfer or picking up a heavy object, bending over as shown is not recommended. Instead, bend at the hips and knees as shown and keep the object close to your body. This places less stress on your back and instead uses your leg muscles. Now, let's review these important safety techniques. Use a gait belt when appropriate. Ensure proper footwear. Seek assistance for any transfer as needed. And lastly, check your body mechanics. Keep these important safety tips in mind as we now look at each transfer individually. Stand pivot transfer. The stand pivot transfer is used to transition from one surface to another. The individual must be able to bear weight through his or her legs. Begin by explaining to the individual what you are going to do. Then, secure the gait belt, check for proper footwear, and ensure the wheelchair locks are engaged. Next, instruct the individual to slide forward on the bed, slide their feet back, and place their hands on the bed. Instruct them to lean forward and push up with their hands to stand up. Hold the gait belt to provide assistance as needed. Lastly, turn towards the chair and instruct the individual to reach back for the chair and sit down. Now, let's watch the complete transfer.
All right, Carrie, today we're going to get you out of bed and over into the wheelchair. Before we do that, we're going to put this gait belt on you. I'm going to have you scoot to the edge of the bed. Good. And bend your knees and slide your feet behind you. Good. So on the count of 3, what I want you to do is push up off the bed with your hands, and we're going to use your legs to help you stand up. So you ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. So turn around. Now reach back.
You have now successfully completed the stand pivot transfer. Slide board transfer. The slide board transfer is used to transition from one surface to another surface of equal height. It can be used with an individual who is not able to bear weight through their legs, but is still able to bear weight through their arms. First, ensure the wheelchair locks are engaged. Then have the individual slouch or slide forward in the chair, remove the armrest closest to the bed, and secure the gait belt. Next, to place the slide board underneath the individual, instruct them to cross the near side leg and lean away from the bed. Once the slide board is secured, place one hand on the board, being sure to keep the fingers away from the edge. Failure to do so could result in the fingers becoming pinched underneath. The other hand should be placed on their remaining armrest. Instruct the individual to push up with his or her arms and legs as able in order to unweight their bottom and slide across the board. Repeat as needed. Use the gait belt to provide assistance. Once securely on the bed, weight shift again to remove the slide board. Then remove the gait belt. Now let's watch the complete transfer.
Hi Jordan, I'm going to help you move from your wheelchair to the bed using this slide board here, okay?
Okay.
First off, I want you to scoop forward towards the edge of the wheelchair. Okay, lean forward here. I'm going to remove this armrest here. Next thing, I want you to cross your right leg over your left and lean towards your left. So I can place the slide board under you, ensure that it's snug here. Okay, uncross. I'm going to place this gait belt around you for safety, okay? Okay. Now with your right hand, I want you to place it on top of this board, making sure that it's not under here, underneath. Always on top. You're going to press down with that hand and with this hand on top of the armrest and press down with your feet. So I'm going to help you. On the count of 3, I want you to scoot towards the bed. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that again. Making sure you don't have your fingers underneath the board. Good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now lean over towards your left here. Okay.
You have now successfully completed the slide board transfer. Two-person lift. A two-person lift is performed with an individual that cannot stand and needs to transfer to or from a surface of unequal height. First, lock the wheelchair brakes. Then, remove the armrest closest to the bed. Instruct the individual to cross their arms over their chest. One staff member will be lifting the legs. The other will be lifting from behind the wheelchair. The staff member behind the chair should interlock their arms with the individual's. Hug them to your chest and bend at the hips and knees. The staff member lifting the legs should interlace the fingers and lift from just above the individual's knees. Lift slightly and turn 45 degrees in the wheelchair. Doing so allows the staff members to reposition themselves, which makes the transfer easier. Lift and transfer completely to the bed. Now, let's watch a complete transfer.
Hi Travis, we're here today to move you from the wheelchair to the bed, and we're going to use something called a two-person lift to accomplish that today. So you aren't going to have to do anything, we're going to do all the work for you. The first thing I'm going to do is remove this armrest. And I have my friend Jordan here to help me with this lift, okay? So I need you just to cross your arms across your chest like so. I'm going to come around the back side of you and Jordan's going to lift at your legs. Alright Jordan, first we're going to reposition him in the wheelchair. So We're going to put him at about a 45-degree angle before we do the actual transfer.
Okay.
So you're going to lift around the legs and I'm going to lift his upper body on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reposition your body. Move to the mat on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. And we'll reposition him again in the bed. 1, 2, 3.
You have now completed the 2-person lift. The Hoyer lift. A Hoyer lift is used when an individual is dependent and unable to get up on their own or is too heavy to be safely moved using a previously discussed transfer. Prior to using the Hoyer lift, familiarize yourself with the machine and read the instruction manual. To use the Hoyer lift, first position the sling under the individual. To do so, roll the individual to one side, ensure the solid side of the sling is facing up with the handles facing down. Tuck one side of the sling under the individual, roll them to the other side and straighten out the sling. Lastly, roll them onto their back. Next, position the Hoyer lift. Alright, we're going to place the Hoyer lift perpendicular to the bed with the cradle above her abdomen. We're going to lock the brakes and widen the base legs. Once the sling is properly placed underneath, attach the sling to the Hoyer lift by crossing the leg straps and attaching the same colored loops to the opposite lower hook of the cradle. Proper sling attachment looks like the following. Alright Travis, so we're going to go ahead and hook her up to the Hoyer lift. So we're going to make sure that we use green on this loop and black on this one. And we need to cross sides. So I'll give you these, you give me those. And go ahead and hook it over there. I'll let you go first. Good. Next, attach the top loops to the hook on the same side, ensuring the same color loop is secured on each side. Proper sling attachment looks like the following. Okay Travis, so we're going to hook the top part of the sling up to the Hoyer lift. So we're going to go on the green loops this time, and we stay on the same hook. So go ahead and put yours over there first. Good. Now that the sling is properly attached, slowly raise the lift until the individual clears the bed. You may need to support their head and neck and make sure their arms are within the sling. Then, carefully turn the individual to face the lift. Then, transport the individual to the locked wheelchair and position the body over the mid portion of the seat. Next, slowly lower the individual into the chair. A second person should stand behind the chair to direct the individual and ensure the wheelchair does not begin to tip. If this happens, stop lowering the individual and move the wheelchair back. Once fully lowered into the chair, it is safe to undo the straps. Lastly, remove the sling. Okay, Jenny, we're going to take the sling out from underneath you. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is cross this leg, and now lean over towards me. Cross the other leg. Lean over towards Travis. Good. Now, let's watch a complete transfer. Hi Jenny, my name is Jordan and I'm here with Travis today, and we're going to use the Hoyer lift to get you up out of bed and over into the wheelchair, okay? So first thing we're going to do, Travis, is roll her over towards you. we're going to make sure we position the sling with handles down. Alright, roll her back over towards me. Good, and on your back. Alright, so we're going to attach the bottom part of the sling first. And we need to cross our straps, but let's go on the top black strap and the black strap on this one. So I'm going to hand you these, you hand me those, and I'll hook them up over there. Good. And for the top part of the sling, we hook on the same side. So let's go black on each side here as well. Jenny, I'm going to start lifting you up, okay? Travis, as she comes up, support her head and neck. We want to lift her just enough to clear the bed. Now turn her towards me. Good. Alright, Jenny, we're going to start lowering you down. Okay, Travis, you're going to use the handles on the back of the sling to help guide her into the seat. And watch your head on this top cradle here, okay? Once she's all the way down, we can take these loops off. Okay, Jenny, we're going to take the sling out from underneath you. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is cross this leg, and now lean over towards me. Cross the other leg, lean over towards Travis. Good. To transfer an individual from the wheelchair to the bed, follow the previous steps in reverse as follows. Okay, Jenny, we're going to get the Hoyer lift sling underneath you. First thing we're going to do is Travis, go ahead and cross her legs, and you're going to lean over towards him. And we're going to tuck the sling underneath you. Okay. Now go ahead and smoothen that out. Okay. Good. Alright, Travis, we're going to hook the sling up to the cradle again. So same way as before, we take the top loops. Let's go black on this side and go right up top. Good. Now we still need to cross the bottom ones. So we'll go top black on the long one. There we go. And let's cross. Go ahead and do yours first. Good. Okay, Jenny, I'm gonna start lifting the Hoyer lift, okay? What I need you to do is keep your arms crossed, okay? And watch this top cradle.
Okay.
Travis, as I start to lift her up, you're gonna hold those handles and help guide her in, and then take out the wheelchair once she's up. Spin her around. Jenny, I'm gonna start lowering you. As I do, Travis is gonna support your head and neck.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take the sling out from underneath you. Do that first. We're gonna lift your knees up. Roll towards Travis. Okay, back towards me. On your back. You have now completed the Hoyer lift transfer. This concludes our transfer training.